The second shadow. There was a man who woke one morning to find he had an extra shadow. He discovered it not in the sharp light of noon, but in the hazy half-dark of dawn, when the world was still soft with ambiguity. He stood before the mirror, and there it was, draped across his shoulders like a second, silent overcoat, while his ordinary shadow lay properly flat on the floor. He turned, and the second shadow turned with him, but just a heartbeat slower, as if it had a mind that took a moment to follow. His first instinct was to step into brighter light, to let the sun burn away the illusion. But under the bare bulb in the kitchen, the second shadow only grew sharper. It pooled at his feet, a faithful twin, never speaking, never reaching, just witnessing. He could feel its attention on the back of his neck like a cold breath that never warmed. At first he reasoned with it. He sat down in a chair, folded his hands, and spoke aloud. "I know you're there. What do you want?" The shadow said nothing. He tried to think at it, to barrage it with a wall of deliberate thoughts, mathematical sums, remembered poetry, a deliberately embarrassing memory, hoping to bore it or shame it away. But the act of thinking only seemed to make the second shadow more present. It drew a little tighter around his temples, as if it fed not on the content of his thoughts, but on the act of thinking itself. The tool of his mind, he realized with a chill, was the very door it had entered. He sought help. He went to a doctor who found nothing, and to a wise woman who squinted and said she could see only one shadow. But there was, perhaps, a faintness about him, a transparent second outline that hurt her eyes if she looked too long. She gave him herbs to make his sleep heavy, but in the deepest dark of the drugged night, the second shadow lay coiled inside his own shadowless body, a dark twin in the negative space of unconsciousness. When he woke, it was still there. He tried to outrun it. He moved to a city of perpetual neon, hoping the chaos of overlapping lights would dissolve the distinction between his two silhouettes. But the second shadow learned the city's rhythms faster than he did. It would stretch behind him in the subway, a long, patient smear, or flatten itself against the wall of his apartment like a listening silhouette cut from midnight paper. No one else saw it. No one else felt the weight of that silent, constant observation. He grew thin and quiet, his own voice strange to him, because every word he spoke had an audience of one that never clapped, never heckled, never gave a sign it had heard. The thought that broke him was not a dramatic one. It was, as he put it later, mere a thought, a tiny, irreducible pebble of a thought. I am being watched from the inside. No named watcher, no conspiracy, no motive, just a pure, hollow observation about his own